So people are saying that our food here in America are being poisoned. Start checking your fridge, your food, your vegetables, your snacks, your canned goods, bread, milk, everything, because after this video, your stomach might get a little bit cranky. So let's hear what these people have to say.
I 1000% believe America is trying to poison us by the food we eat. I have the worst stomach aches after eating cheese or dairy in America, yet I go to Europe for 2.5 weeks. I eat whatever I want. I eat dairy, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and do not have a single stomach ache while I'm there. I ate 2 slices of cheese for breakfast in Italy. Not a stomach ache. Not a problem. And yet I eat 1 slice of cheese on a sandwich today, back in America, and my stomach is hurting. I'm in pain and I'm not okay. It's so frustrating. Like the fact that doctors want to say, oh, IBS, oh, lactose intolerant, like our bodies are the problem, when in reality, our bodies are fine. It is the food that we are eating that is making us not fine. That's what makes me so mad. Like, I'm so fed up. Like, I just want to move out of America. I'm done. I'm done. Done.
This is McDonald's French fries from the United States. It has 11 ingredients. But in the UK, there's only 4, and salt is optional. This one has an ingredient called dimethyl polysiloxane, an ingredient that can be preserved with formaldehyde, a neurotoxin. This is United States Fanta right here. It's made with high fructose corn syrup, artificial dye, yellow 6, red 40, and sodium benzenate. In the UK, they have real orange juice inside, and it's colored with carrots and pumpkin. In Skittles, there's 10 different artificial dye here in the United States, plus titanium dioxide, an ingredient that's banned in Europe because it causes DNA damage. Gatorade, here in the United States, uses red 40 and caramel color. In Germany, they use carrots and sweet potatoes to color their Gatorade. M&M has 10 artificial dyes made from petroleum linked to hyperactivity in children here in the United States, and in the UK, they only use 1.
Y'all dang old government's trying to kill us. I kind of heard a conspiracy theory that they changed the chemicals in bread to have way more preservatives than they used to. I remember after a week or so, bread would mold in the bag, in a box, it didn't matter. I'm gonna show you a piece of bread. I've been doing a little test after I heard. Look at it. No mold. Smells good. Smells like bread. I've been watching this bread now for almost 2 months. Can you see the date on that? February 25th was the Best Buy date. I think I bought this on like February 20th. I don't know. I had eaten some of it, of course, and I heard on TikTok about how the government's increased the amount of chemicals and preservatives in the bread. So I just left it alone, just to do a test. It's just now starting to get a little bit stiffer around the edges. It's not soggy, it's not moldy, smells like bread. What the heck are they putting in our food, people? I'm going to learn how to make my own bread. I'm just going to leave this up here. February 25th. The other one I did this with, or doing it with, it's Texas toast. January 28th. Same thing. Same thing. This one's a little stiff, but not very stiff. Look at it. No mold, nowhere. Smells fine. What are they putting in our food, people? I'm telling you. I just leave these up here on the fridge, and I check them every so often, pull it out, smell it, feel it. Ain't tasted it. You know what? I'll taste one. There you go. Because I'm that guy. What's it gonna do? Kill me? Still tastes the same. Tastes the same. That is so stupid. It wasn't always like that. When I just took a bite out of them, leave it in there. Put it back up here. What are they poisoning us with now, folks? What are they poisoning us with now?
If you want to hear a scary and interesting story, watch this video. My wife and I, we just got back from our trip to Brazil. We were there for 3 weeks, and she's from Brazil originally, so we went to go visit her family. Now, prior to the trip, we cut out eating rice and like potato chips and things like that. We used to eat something crunchy with like every single meal, and we used to eat rice almost every single meal. Cut that out for like 3 months, lost weight, went to Brazil, and once we got to Brazil, we ate so much food all the time. Some of you know, some of you don't. I'm a bariatric patient, so my stomach is not as big as it used to be, and I was still eating so much food all the time. I'm talking chocolates, brownies, rice, beans, and meat every single day, French fries every single day. The traditional Brazilian meal is rice, beans, farofa, French fries, meat, salad, these kinds of things. Vinaigrette, which is like it's like a pico de gallo Brazilian style. Picanha every single day, meat, carne every single day. You name it, we ate it. And we were like, oh shit, when we get home, we're gonna step on that scale. It's gonna be a whole different story. And we got home and we stepped on the scale, both of us, and we both lost weight. Now here's the interesting part. We have been back for 3 days. We landed on Wednesday at 7 a.m. The first thing we got, since we'd been gone, our fridge was empty, our house was empty. The first thing we got was breakfast. We just ordered Uber Eats from this diner down the street. Fake eggs, crappy ass hash browns, sausage links, whatever. Just to put food in our stomachs while we were home until we figured out groceries and everything. I got some shredded beef from Trader Joe's, peppers, onions, tomatoes, cooked up some food the last couple of days. Even used some of like the stock freezer food that you can just pop real quickly and easy. There was like raviolis and meatballs from Trader Joe's. 24 hours after we were in LA, we woke up the next day and we had the worst headaches ever for hours. Feeling sluggish, feeling tired. We know jet lag. This was not jet lag. I can't even fathom the fact that I was able to consume as much food and a variety of different foods, from sweets to drinking Guaraná and Coke Zeros over there, to eating as much as we want, just to coming back here for 1 day to the United States and eating the food that we ate, both home cooked and ordered. Fucking Amazon. And we both felt as shitty as we felt in 24 hours. Yeah, this country's food, no bueno, dude.
Come with me down the rabbit hole of the poisoning of the American diet and the weaponization of food, specifically regarding raw milk. So I just bought this at Sprouts. It cost me $10. And here, if you look at the bottom, it's got a picture of animals. It says, this is only intended for pets, not for humans. So I decided to dig into that. Why is it so expensive, and why am I not allowed to have this thing that's on the shelves? I traced it back to the Rockefellers, which is kind of blowing my mind, and I have to tell you what I found. So I traced it back to the New York Times, this article from 1933. Defend raw milk for Westchester. 150 producers protest the plan to limit the sales to pasteurized products only. What does that mean? Very simply, the pasteurization process is the heating up of milk to kill bacteria and enzymes within raw milk. The Rockefellers patented the pasteurization process machines. They decided to corner the market on destroying milk. And you can see in the article from 1933, New York Times, that they were implementing these machines in this county and saying that pasteurization was the only way forward. But why? It's because of the tuberculosis epidemic. From the late 1800s through the early 1900s, tuberculosis was killing thousands of people. There are two main forms of tuberculosis bacteria that were causing these diseases. Now, I'm no scientist. Please go do your own research on this, but there were two forms of bacteria that were causing tuberculosis: Mycobacteria tuberculosis and Mycobacteria bovis, which was coming from cows. The argument was that cows were causing tuberculosis in humans, and it was coming through the milk, and it's the cow's faults, and we have to boil this milk so humans don't get sick anymore. But how many people were getting tuberculosis from that specific strain? I struggled to find real data about how many people were getting tuberculosis from this cow bacteria. But I did find in the United Kingdom, they said up to 10% of tuberculosis cases were from the cows, were from raw milk. That means 90% of tuberculosis was coming from the other bacteria, not from cow. So what did this cuddly looking guy, John D. Rockefeller, have to do with anything? Well, his family patented the pasteurization machines. They argued that to stop the spread of this epidemic, this tuberculosis, we gotta boil this milk and you gotta come to use our machines for it. What does it matter if he boiled the milk and cornered the market? Hey, it's a capitalist society. What does pasteurization do? It boils out enzymes and bacteria. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that bacteria that could be causing up to 10% of tuberculosis, but it's also gonna destroy every other positive bacteria. And why is that important? Because this milk was a key staple of the American diet. It's been a key staple of the human diet ever since we've had a cooperation with grazing animals, whether it be cows or camels or wildebeests or goats or sheep. Humans have been herders, and we have been bringing those herds around so we can have a constant supply of food wherever we go, i.e. milk. What's the point? Pasteurized milk is brutal for the gut. It's why so many people are lactose intolerant. And what happens when the gut is upset? Well, there's a ton of research nowadays that shows the deep emotional brain-gut connection. People who have positive gut flora, positive gut feelings, a happy digestive tract, positive emotions, hopefulness, happiness. They have a sense of willpower. They have a sense of direction. They have their emotions in control. When your guts are out of whack, your emotions are out of whack. When your emotions are out of whack, you can be swayed by one side or the other. What happened next? The Great Depression happened. And what happened as a part of the Great Depression? National food programs. Specifically, the Federal Surplus Relief Corporation, which was responsible for distributing milk to those in need. Pasteurized milk, that is. In that same decade, the school milk program began, implementing milk as the choice beverage for school children all around the nation. Pasteurized milk, pasteurized by the Rockefeller technology. So we can speculate about all the nefarious motivations for messing up people's gut biome and how that might affect their emotions. But before any of that, let's just take a look that the Rockefellers, who established modern pharmaceuticals in large part, were also responsible for taking away one of the most core forms of natural medicine, which is raw milk, which is still illegal in countries and in states, and as I showed you earlier, is only intended for pets. What do you think?
You know how a lot of people say that they're lactose intolerant? Could it just be here in the United States? Or is it because of the milk that we are drinking? Like, if we were to drink milk from other countries, do you think we would be experiencing this lactose intolerant? Maybe not. Because I feel like majority of the people, if you were to ask if they're lactose, they would say yes. Are we really just like lactose intolerant, or is it really the milk here?
Something is poisoning the American people, and we know that the primary culprits are changing food supply, the switch to highly chemical intensive processed foods. We have 10,000 ingredients in our country, in our foods. The Europeans have only 400. If you buy McDonald's French fries in our country, there's 11 ingredients, my understanding. In Europe, there's only 3. If you buy Fruit Loops in our country, they're loaded with food dyes, with yellow dye, red dye, blue dye, and many other ingredients. The same company makes the same product with different ingredients for Canada and Europe. And at age, we don't have good science on all these things. And that is deliberate. That's a deliberate choice not to study the things that are truly making us sick, that are not only contributing to chronic disease, but to mortalities from infectious disease. We need to get a handle on this, because if we don't, it's an existential threat. Our country is not going to be destroyed because we get the marginal tax rate wrong, or because we get one of these culture war issues that we've been talking about today wrong. It's going to be destroyed if we continue down this trajectory of chronic disease. We need to fix our food supply, and that's the number one.
They've been putting chemicals in our food. Not the chemicals we already fucking knew they were putting in our food. Nope. New, secret chemicals that were never tested for safety. I wish I was kidding. I mean, like, are we in hell? We are in hell, right? At least 111 substances of unknown safety have been added to foods, drinks, and supplements sold in the United States without alerting the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. I mean, be fucking for real. The investigation found 49 of the chemicals added by the industry in approximately 4,000 products listed in the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Data Central database. Because the government has never reviewed these chemicals, consumers have no way of knowing if they are safe or carry unknown health risks. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. I know it's very exhausting. I know we are very exhausted. And I know it's very irritating, but we gotta just start cooking from scratch, like actual food. Again, it is exhausting. I will start adding to my food prep series because I think everyone needs simple, easy, inexpensive recipes that you can do just as a meal prep on the weekend. We can't keep buying processed foods, bro. They're killing us. And I can almost guarantee you this has a lot to do with the reason that we're seeing such a huge increase in colorectal cancer and death in young people.
This is what food looks like now. Not meat, not vegetables, not grain. Stabilizers, emulsifiers, preservatives, flavor systems. You wouldn't use these at home, but this is what you eat. Shelf life matters more than nutrition. Texture matters more than taste. Production matters more than health. This is considered normal food. Most people never noticed when food stopped being food.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is part 3 of my bread episode. We got Miss Evangeline Maid here, okay? This bread is 1 year and 7 months old. It has been sitting in a hot camper for 8 months. Then it has sat outside on one of my shelves in my garage for the rest of its life. Will it grow mold? We are still at almost 2 years and it doesn't have mold. Y'all, it doesn't have any mold, okay? Not any of the pieces, okay? The bag is about to dry rot. Y'all, what are we eating? This is why we have cancer, we feel bad, our joints hurt, all of it, okay? Because we're eating poison. Because whatever's put in this to preserve it is poison. It is not natural or real. I'm keeping this bread until it disintegrates or something. You cannot be happy with the administration that we currently have. You can think what you want to think, but RFK is on to something with our food industry, okay? I'm proof of that. This is real, okay? I want y'all to think about something too. When you're cleaning your car out and you find one of those French fries under the seat from the restaurant, you know, from McDonald's or Burger King or wherever you want to go, does they have mold on them? No. Those French fries should have some mold on them. If you have real food with no poison in it, they should have mold on it. You think about it. They don't. We're all getting poisoned. Whatever happened to cutting a potato and just frying it? Just fry the potato. Why do we need to add anything to it or do anything to it? Just have your natural food the way it is. I don't understand how we've gotten to this point, but we have. There's not anything natural unless you cook it yourself. Just think about that too. Now, I was talking to one of my friends about this in our Sunday school class, and he was like, but Kara, have you ever tasted Ruffles sour cream cheddar chip? They're so good. I said, I know, they are. They are good. But why did we ever get to the point where we were making those? How did we get to the point of even making that so we would know the taste of it and how good the poison obviously tastes? Where did it go wrong? I just don't understand why we even got to this point. If nobody even knew what any of that tasted like, we wouldn't know the difference. But now we're all addicted to the poison. Bye, y'all.
I literally never eat Panda Express, but I got it today because I'm pregnant and I was starving. And this is disgusting. This is not, I don't know what this is, but this is not chicken. The texture of it is disgusting. The flavor of it has definitely changed. I know people that eat this all the time. I don't know how you guys are eating this. This is not food.
So I'm in the kitchen cooking like mothers do. and I'm making creamy Alfredo for the night. I pulled this out of my pantry, and I know that we moved in September, and some of the groceries have been in my apartment since 2025, like in my apartment, and they just got transferred from the old apartment to this apartment. So I'm not sure if this was purchased in 2025 or earlier this year in 2026. But I just want to fucking say that I took a look at this because I didn't know how long it had been in the pantry. So I took a look at the expiration date. That bitch says March 2059. March 13th, 2059. 2059? What the fuck is in this that makes it last until 2059? I don't want to eat anything ever again in my life that has a shelf life until 2059, from 2025, 2026 to 2059. What the fuck is in this? What is in this? Made with real butter and fresh cream? What the fuck? Nah, bro.
After spending the last 3 weeks in Spain and Italy, I am fully convinced that the United States is poisoning everything we're eating. Here's why. For weeks straight in Spain, I constantly did things I never do in the States. I drank wine every day. I ate pastries with chocolate every day. I ate every unhealthy food you can imagine. I experienced 0 hangovers, 0 upset stomachs, 0 anything bad. I have now been back in the States for 48 hours. Not only has every meal made me feel like shit, but I have immediately gotten actually sick. Sore throat, fever, like my body is just rejecting all of the bullshit we have here. And it has me thinking, if you're watching this video and you've never traveled abroad, you might not actually know how much better you could feel away from this shit. Has anyone else experienced this?
It's not food, it's just poison. Americans did not get obese because they're indolent or lazy or they don't want to do exercise. They got that way because they're being mass poisoned. And they're being mass poisoned because the government lied to them, and it lied about the food. Now, 70% of the food that our kids eat is ultra-processed food, and it's just poison. It's not food, it's just poison.
So do you feel like that's been one of the most compromised agencies?
Yeah, it was owned by Big Pharma and Big Food.
Congratulations, we've been poisoning your food. You've actually been eating weed killer and pesticides.
Oatmeal?
Don't Google it. Oh, you've been trying to eat healthy. Psych! You now have a mental disorder, irregular and painful periods, random rashes. Oh, well, I'll just buy organic. Good luck! You will now split the bill on dates. You're trying to lose weight, but we hide sugar in your food. You will now have a heart attack in 3, 2, 1.
This is not a healthy food. This is a genetically modified organism. Watermelons have seeds. These do not have seeds. That means this shit was made in a lab. That means we should not be eating this shit. In other words, if you're not eating watermelon with seeds, do not buy this bullshit.
Is it just me? But I'm noticing something. If you were to look at pictures of people back in the 90s, they look more youthful. They look more healthy. They look more chiseled. But now, people nowadays, they look obese. They look degraded. They look synthetic. They look like they're not natural. Is it the food that we are ingesting now, causing a lot of changes in our bodies, making us look obese and just out of shape? I don't know, but people back in the 90s, they look way better than us.
Okay, I don't want to sound manic or psycho, but I'm literally getting terrified of the food that we buy in grocery stores. Terrified. The things I have been seeing on TikTok of people buying vegetables, meat, bread, all kinds of things that don't mold, that don't spoil in any kind of way. Lettuce bunches that you could just grab and squeeze and it just comes back out. When the hell have you been able to grab a lettuce bunch and squeeze it? Like, I saw this girl buy sweet potatoes and it was spongy. It was spongy. I saw this lady buy a chicken breast and it was the size of a whole chicken. The things I have seen, the guy who had like the damn near 300-day-old McDonald's burger and it ain't even spoiled yet. I haven't eaten McDonald's since in over a decade, but still, all of these things that we think aren't being contaminated are. Well, what's not contaminated? What's not contaminated? I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm not even kidding you. It's freaking me the fuck out. Now I'm on a mission to just grow my own food. I feel like that is just the only way. I'm about to go to only buy my meat from halal places, only buy my vegetables and fruit from local farmers, and starting my own garden. My mom has enough land for me to start a garden. I'm going to start my own garden. I can't take it anymore. It's literally driving me insane to think that nothing I buy is safe. Not fruits, not veggies, not meat, not bread, not cheese, not anything. It's driving me crazy to the point where like it brings tears to my eyes that it's all one big capitalistic scheme. They feed us poison so we can go to doctors. Then pharmaceutical companies can give us medicine, and it's just one big ass circle of toxicity. Can't even say the word. I'm fucking over it. I'm so over it, and it's low key stressing me out, and I don't like it. I don't like it, and I have to take a stand for my health. I'm trying to live till I'm 103 years old, and I'm not gonna live that long eating this BS.
So my wife blew my mind last night when she told me that the only reason America allows that crap in our food is because the government, the health insurances, and the food industry are all in on it. If the government was flipping the bill for our health care like socialized countries, not in a million years would they allow that crap in our food. People want to know why your healthcare premiums are so high, our healthcare is so high. It's because they allow that crap in your food in this country because you flipped the bill and not the government. If it was the other way around, we wouldn't have this problem. You people need to stop eating seed oils and high fructose corn syrup. It's making this country sick. It's making our kids sick. It's tanking our boys' testosterone, making everybody unhealthy. Stop playing the game.
I don't want to eat anything anymore, and it's not in an eating disorder way. It's in a everything is made out of chemicals and tastes like plastic now way. I don't know what's been going on the last few months, but every next meal just tastes more and more synthetic than the last. It's disgusting. I'm like I'm literally sitting here. I'm very hungry, and everything I'm going through my brain that I could possibly eat, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. All were my favorite foods a few months ago. That and just choosing what to eat. Do I want the cancer-causing chemicals, or do I want the chemicals that are going to cause my blood not to clot in 5 years? I make jokes with my roommate all the time about how I wish I could just have a cube of nutrients that would keep me alive. I'll take my little foodie cubie and be good. And I'm lazy. I cannot be Nora Smith. I will keep purchasing the food and eating it to stay alive, but I'm not happy about it. Once again, not in an eating disorder way. I have a healthy relationship with food. All the food is nasty. All the food is poison. That is my problem. The food is trying to kill me.
You know, if you are broke in America, you gonna be fat in America. I'm just saying, because you can't afford the better ingredients. Because it ain't what you eat, it's what inside the shit you're eating. It's poison. Like, you don't see no Italians obese in Italy. What, you don't think they eat pasta? They still eating pasta. Look at the Brazil. Oh my God, look at the Brazil. Dong, da, dong, dong, dong. You don't think they eating the same shit we eat here? Because they are. It's just the different ingredients and what they eating and what we eating. They killing us. It's a sabotage. So when you go to the grocery store and your product says enriched, stay away from that motherfucker. That's death in a box. That's what makes you fat. It's the ingredients. Like, there should be no reason that bread has over 100 ingredients inside. It's bread. Jesus made bread. How many motherfuckers without electricity made bread? You think they had 1,000 ingredients to do so? And it's the type of shit I'm talking about. America is making us all fat. It's all poison.
Our food is fucking poison. And we have to pay for that shit. We go to work, we get money, and we pay for fucking poison. I don't like being poisoned, do you? And y'all wonder why food outside of the US tastes so much better. Yeah, because there's not chemicals in that food, but there is in ours. We eat chemicals. We eat fucking poison.
But you know what's crazy? Even though these snacks, these hot Cheetos, these hamburgers that we eat from fast foods are not healthy for us, we enjoy it. We enjoy it because what are we gonna do? You know, we gotta eat what we gotta eat and what's available. And sometimes they just taste good. So, and we only live once. So sometimes we crave it because it's what's available, you know? But I've heard a lot of stories of people from other countries like France, Italy, students mainly who are studying here in college. They say that their food over there is just like way better, top tier compared to here. They say it's like prison. But it is what it is. It's what's available, right?
This is the first time in human history we have been dunking chicken and turkey in chlorine, labeling it as organic, and people are buying the ish out of it. 97% of chickens processed in the US are bathed in chlorine. And yes, that includes certified organic, you know, the premium stuff that we're all paying extra money for at Whole Foods or Erewhon. Here's why. Industrial farming processes thousands of chickens in the same bath. If one bird's carrying salmonella, it spreads to the entire batch. So the USDA solution, well, we will mandate a chlorine bath. Chlorine washed chicken is banned in the European Union for good reason. They looked at the process and said, yeah, I'm out. But here in the States, federal regulators don't even disclose. Companies put whatever they want on the label. It's crazy. So you have no idea that you're buying pool chicken or turkey. So what can you eat? Look for both air chilled and pasture raised on the package. The birds live normal lives and then they pass into the afterlife in a cold chamber, which is the most humane way to do it. No cross contamination, no chemical residue, just real chicken that hasn't been marinated in cleaning supplies.
The whole point of praying over your food is not to give thanks to God. It's literally to protect yourself. Because everything we eat nowadays is fucking poison. Especially this bullshit. But no, your fruits and vegetables, this shit ain't safe neither. Fake artificial wax coatings, pesticides. Y'all know these little mist sprayers inside the grocery store? Dog, they don't even clean them shits out. This is the stuff that be getting sprayed on our fruits and vegetables. Fast food, grocery store food, no food is safe to eat nowadays. Everything is poison. And you know how in religion it tells you that in the beginning there was only the word? Because your words have power. There's power in the tongue. Everything in life is frequencies and vibrations. So when you praying over your food, you're asking God to protect this shit so it doesn't kill you or give you a fucking disease. They don't tell you this though. That's what they don't want y'all to know. Praying ain't about giving thanks to your food, because all this stuff is shit anyways. It's literally you asking God to cleanse this food so that I can ingest it. And using the power of your mind and the power of your tongue, having intention with it, you're cleansing your food just by talking to it. They don't want y'all to know this, bro. And this is why they talk about having strong faith. Strong faith just means you have pure intention. Because nothing's safe to eat. They don't want y'all to know this, bro. Nothing is safe.
But anyhow, we gotta survive. We gotta eat what we gotta eat, what's available there. Because if not, we're gonna starve and we're gonna die. So just make sure, if you are religious, if you believe in God, try to pray before you eat so you can protect yourself. You know, there's nothing you could lose, but you know, we just gotta do what we gotta do. Sometimes food that are not healthy tastes good, so we gotta eat it, and it makes us feel joyful, cheerful, even though our bodies may not like it, but it's what's available, you know? So let's just try to be thankful that we have something to eat, because a lot of people out there are dying just to have something to eat. So I guess that's something we could be grateful for, right? So yeah.